The marvelous aspiration of part 2 here is going to be a variation of subjects, and it's going to be entertaining. It's not one specific subject in this matter here, but you're going to get something out of it. So I'm going to share another experience with you, and with this experience, it's one of my very good associates. And there's lots of people who give me things. They give me a lot of material for me to work with or to twirl it around my thumb because they have questions themselves. Even though you'll be surprised how many aware people that they are in the westernized civilization. There are many smart people. There are people who have their third eye intact. There are people who have their instinct where it needs to be. So what we're able to do is collaborate with each other, and whatever is on their mind, they will contact Morpheus or give me what their interpretation is and say, now I give you this ball, you go and run with it. Let's see what you do with this ball of yarn. Okay, let's just make this bigger and let's collaborate. So the topic in this one, okay, yeah, it's going to be something different. It's going to be based on your religious mindset. Okay, is to bring clarity to something for many people who has the idea of God and devil. Okay, this audio may be very powerful because it may actually apply to a lot of people. You know, there's various subjects here. I won't be surprised if there's going to be a lot of likes here because it has a lot to add to it. This is one of those deluxe hamburgers with everything on it. You know, it's loaded. Everything, lettuce, tomato, cheese, onion, so forth, so on, meat, you know, extra bacon if you want that on it. Dressing, the list goes on. So you're not missing out on anything. Okay, you got the whole burger shop right there in a bun. But the health of a person is not generally just physical. You have mental health as well. Your mental health is vital to you. And a lot of people look over the mental health of a lot of individuals in your state, country, in your area. Mental health is not a disease. You can say it's a dis-ease of being. You're not at ease. Okay. You can say it's an uncomfortable mindset. Some people consider it to be you're disturbed. You're disturbed. Okay. I don't use that word disturbed. You know, you're like disturbed from your sleep. No, you're not disturbed. Okay, you have a mental illness that you haven't dealt with. Okay, there's you're capacitating something that is destroying your life because your brain is the motherboard or your thinking mechanism. And how you destroy a village or a person is you get to their mind first. Your mind is the first playground of Agent Smith. Your mind is where you are attacked first. See, the reason why there's not a lot of barbarians running around, even though they're still here, you know, than what it used to be, where war and fighting was up front. You know, where you'll walk around with a mallet strapped onto your hilt. You know, you will visualize and witness someone being dragged across the street by their hair, even though it probably still happens in back alleys and things like that. You know, maybe, you know, you may see those type of dramatic situations occur. You know, and I often said if that world was still here, where you had people who the restraints was off and you are able to exact your revenge or protect yourself in certain ways and produce, you know, immediate vengeance right there, you know, in the midst of the public crowd, that there will be less and less people who are going to be walking around with a loud mouth. Okay, there will be plenty of people with their mental disease which will stay home. You know, there will be plenty of people who will they will shut their mouth first. You know, they will shut their mouth and they will not challenge you. You know, they will not put themselves out there unless they are willing to accept the consequences of a wooden mallet coming at them, you know, from several directions. You know, foolishness will cease. You know, that's why marching is always is a very dangerous thing. It's a threat. You know, that's why it can become a nervous situation when there is weapons involved. Okay, because that means talking is off the list now. Now we're not talking no more. It's all action. This is, and it could get out of hand. At that time, that's how property gets destroyed. People get hurt. People lose their ability to live, which I'd say existing, because I don't know if they're living or not. They pass away. They don't exist anymore during that situation. But if that was a constant thing, not as massively, but individually, all bets will be off the table. There will be no more online bullying. There will be no more social sensitivity by blue pill betas. There will be no people walking around boasting and proclaiming to be something that they're not, because there will be a challenge in every corner. It will be a physical thing, and there won't be a place for nerds and geeks. Okay, they won't survive. Point Dexter will not be able to leave the house because somebody's going to drag them down the stairs. Okay, I'm not condoning violence. I'm just telling you real life. I'm just going to give you a real picture. If the old days was here, if the days where people didn't talk out their differences. Okay, the days where people didn't care about your mental illness. They dealt with you physically. All talking will be done. There will be no more. I'm independent. I'm strong. I can do everything about myself. Okay, you will have a different dynamic of thinking. But today, how the war works. Can't say two W's back to back. The war works on your mind. Okay, is mentally. Okay, it has to defeat you first by your thoughts to control your life and give you a perspective that is neither real or neither accurate. Most times it's a bombardment of information that would do you no good. It's to distract you and to limit your ability to think on your own, because you think that the information is correct based on 5 stars, based on high rating, based on 100 other people having a good experience, when that doesn't mean that you're going to have the good experience. That doesn't mean that your preference is the same as them. That's cattle-like thinking. Oh, because 100 people like it, I like it too. That's stupid. Think for yourself. You decide it because it's good for you. It may work for you, whereas it may not work for 100 other people. Okay. However, get to the point, Morpheus. I hear what you're saying. Of course I am. Because this is a major topic, and I have to be careful around it. But I know you are expecting for me to get right to the... You understand that Morpheus don't hold any punches. You expect that from a title called Morpheus. You expect something that's going to be different, and I'm going to give it to you. This thing about God and devil. First of all, before we get started, let me give you a red pill. And for you who is new to this channel, to this audio log, you are responsible for what you're going to listen to. Okay? When you get in, all right, and you listen to this, that means you are willing to learn. You are in this classroom. You know how about this? Because some of you need help. Okay. You are in a grocery store, right? And every shop sells something different. You got seafood, you got Arby's, you have a shoe shop, you have a clothing store, you got Victoria's Secrets, which no more is a secret anymore, and you got the arcades, and you have, what's that, GameStop or something like that, or used to be Best Buy in certain areas. But don't know too much about them yet. I think they out of business or transformed. Who knows? Anyhow, I don't care about them anyway, because their prices was always too expensive and unrealistic. So, good riddance. Anyhow, check this out. So you have a choice. Either you listen to, or you basically go to a shop because you want a certain thing, or if you don't want the product, don't buy it. You don't go to Arby's and you have Arby's allergens. You don't go to a poultry shop or go for fish and you are allergic to fish or shellfish. Okay, that's ignorant to stand there and argue with the salesperson or lady who is selling fish to people who are willing to eat it and interested in eating it, and you argue with them. Why are you standing there arguing with them for selling fish that you are allergic to? Go somewhere else. So on my channel, go somewhere else. If you are allergic to what I teach, leave. But should you decide to continue listening, you are responsible, not Morpheus. You decide to plug, you got one finger, okay? You decide to push the play button on this channel in audio, It's on you. Okay, I don't need to hold back any punches. If you feel sensitive and you soft, okay, go to another moist channel. This is for hard up people of advancement, and they are not like you. They are ready to get away from the matrix. You're not. Go stay connected somewhere else. The ball that I was given was this thing about God and devil. Yes, God and devil. It's a major subject across the country because y'all still believe in fairy tales. You know, y'all believe. That's the key word. Believe. Y'all believe in the story of, what's that? You know, Batman and Joker. That's y'all mindset. You know, there's always good and evil. Left and right, up and down. You know, if there's good, there's going to have to be evil. You know, if there's left, there's going to have to be right with everything. So you got a separate mindset. You got a partitional thinking that you are programmed to be in right now. You know, your indoctrination is always going to be, you know, there's a separate force here. When you don't understand, it's one force. But here's, let's go further, right? Because I'm not going to keep dousing that for you. Okay, can't keep spoon feeding you this stuff. Learn how to feed yourself. Now, listen, let's go further. We got this concept of God. All right. Now, I got to make this clear because some of you get lost. You know, it's good if you don't understand what I'm saying. You know, you can do that with another channel. Get lost in a different channel. Get lost. OK, but here I try to keep you caught up so you don't get lost. OK. You have an idea of God as being as this superior man in the sky. Let's be childish with this. Who is in control of everything, as what they teach you in the church. Yeah, they teach you that in the church. They indoctrinate you that way. You know, you're programmed that way to think that. Okay. So, okay, this God species, man, masculine sort of patriarchal thinking idea, because you're the one who said he. You're all the one who says Lord God, he, which is patriarchal. Okay, it's a man thing, as if you've seen him before. And what you would think is this person is almighty, right? You know, God can do anything, any moment at any time. You know, God is control of everything. God's not going to let that happen. Okay, we all agree on that. You know, some of you know about this. Okay, we was all raised that way that, you know, let's respect God. Let's get on our knees and pray. You know, wherever God you think you worship. Okay, in our religions, you know, you do your, I ain't going to go there. You're hoping and praying delusionally. Now, check this out. On the opposite, you're taught about Satan or the devil, right? You're taught about this antichrist. You know, you're taught about the opposite evil, that there is an evil in the world. There's a good, then there's an evil. There's something that's producing nice things, and there's something that's producing bad things. That's how you were taught, right? This is going to blow some of your minds. This is really going to blow your mind. Okay, but that's what Morpheus do. Y'all love it when I talk like that. Okay. If that were true, right now, I'd rather side with the devil. Uh-oh. Morpheus said it. Uh-oh. Wow. Whoa, y'all really like, whoa, what do you, yep, I said it. Yep. Because the devil said something that was true. In your idea of Satan, Lucifer he was an angel, and you never seen it, but he got struck down from heaven, as if you are in a theater movie, and you got this angel talking stuff to this God who created what you experience today, and he gets struck down for it. Okay, I'd rather listen to what Lucifer has to say, because he says something that y'all don't get. Okay, and he did something that y'all don't do. Okay, he didn't just accept, you did. You know, he didn't all be in spoon fed. He's like, wait a minute, what's going on in the world? Like, what's going on here? Like, wait a minute. All these people died. I think I made an audio on this. Some of y'all already got this, but for some of you who just now getting this audio, okay, maybe this might help you. Okay, I'm going to give just a little bit brief on that. You just have to go back to the other classes. You know, you're flunking right now. Go back to the relearn the lessons again. Okay, rehash it. Okay, anyhow, he asked several questions on purpose. You know, and some of you are thinking that what comes out to your mind is the fact that in your stories that Lucifer was telling God he was better than God, and he was a boastful angel. He was so beautiful. He was the best thing. And he was one of those very gorgeous like angels. And he was questioning God. You never question God. And God, you know, directed Michael to strike him out of the heavens and blah, 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 blah. You know, that sort of thing. OK. I'll be right there with Lucifer. You can go ahead and have your slave master. You can have this idea of your God. I will be there with Lucifer. Yes, absolutely. And the reason being because he says something y'all don't get. And he's showing you something. And the story lies on itself. You got to understand with your instincts and your third eye. The story tells itself. It's debunking its own beliefs. The system debunks itself. It debunks itself. Listen. You have a all-loving God who's supposed to be God over all things. It don't matter what it is. It's in control, right? And the moment you question it, the moment you're saying, wait a minute, God, people are dying, God. Wait a minute, God, you're going to make humans this way? That I can experience them in 2020 here today, which is nonsense. Wait a minute, God, you're going to create people to create catastrophe to the point to where, of course, they're in prison and, life sentence and they, mass murder, so forth and so on. What happens is, here's the dispute. As soon as you think like that, and the programming in the church and your indoctrination gets you with this hook, the hook is for you to say, well, people use their free will for the wrong reason. That's it. That's how they get y'all. That's how they keep y'all from saying what I'm saying. That's how they prevent you from understanding Morpheus, because they put that glitch right there in your face and you don't even stand by it. You don't research it. Okay, they will tell you, oh, well, people got the free will to do whatever that they want to do. People got free will. They decide to do good. They decide to do evil. And what happens is, they just do those type of things against God. So they consider it as sinners. And what happens? They get thrown in jail and they're in prison and they do sin, blah, 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 blah. There you are, program. And the church wins and you have accepted the chain on your mind. Okay, you are not free. You are not free to think. Okay, when in all reality, who in general created that free will and gave that person free range? When you talk about a devil or Lucifer or your idea, which is childlike, writing in a crayon book, okay, of a story of a hero, every hero got to have a villain. No, the hero is the villain. The hero is the villain. Because if you have a dog, you got a rabid dog, which is sick and need to be put down, and you are the owner of it, let your dog run out in the street and eat somebody. The policemen are not going to lock up your dog. They're going to put your dog down and they're going to find you and lock you up as well. Okay, they're going to make sure that your dog never bites its next kibbles and bits meal. Okay, and they're going to make sure that you don't have your next meal either. Your next meal is going to be slop given to you by a prison cell. But y'all don't even have the common sense to comply that to your belief system of God and devil. Whenever you say God is control of all things, you are saying that it is responsible for letting the leash off of the dog. And then some of you say, well, God does that to test me. Excuse me? God, for who? For who? For somebody that knows you are, for a species, for a entity of power that knows the color of your draws and know how bad your breath stink and know your DNA by its very essence, needs to test you? Are we really that smart but that stupid? Really? When the whole gandle and gamble of it is the very fact that God, or whatever you believe in, is solely responsible of the fact that dog was off the leash. Listen, the officers don't care about your excuse. You can tell them that you forgot to lock the door, that you didn't put on your electrical collar, that you left the fence unlocked, that you didn't put them in training class. They're not going to listen to you. Your dog just got free and mauled somebody to death and needed to be put down. Now you are the owner of the dog. It don't matter what excuse you come up with, whether it's, oh, I'm testing the dog. Listen, I was testing that person to see how fast they could run when I let my bulldog chase them down the street. Oh, I was testing that 9-year-old child, that 5-year-old child, when I allowed my German Shepherd or my Rottweiler pretty much chase them down, and that's it. The rest of the story gets gruesome. And then y'all gonna sit there and say, well, there was an excuse behind it. We was testing the 5-year-old child. You are mindless. That's a mental illness that you need help with. Because how is that not going to apply to your interpretation of God? How is that not going to apply when you say, when you go to the church and you get on your busted, rusted, ashy knees, okay, and pray to an invincible entity, okay, to save you or to help you, or God, put your signature on my life. It give you a signature, all right. It will give you a signature, all right, underneath the psychologist's billboard or paper or clipboard while you sitting in the room with a straitjacket. You're going to get a signature, all right. Okay, but y'all sitting up there, praying to this idea, God save the world. May God help America. God bless America. But you don't understand that entity is the owner of your sorrow. That same Luke Skywalker provider is Darth Vader as well, because they are responsible for what you are going through because they let the leash off of the dog. Do you understand? So therefore, in all reality, it's not a doctor. It's not a Batman and Joker. It's not a sun and moon. They're the same thing. It's what you believe in that's called your catastrophe, because what you don't understand is it's mankind themselves. It's not evil and good versus whatever you think it is in your romantic comic mind. It is man themselves. It is human creation. Open up your eyes and look at what men have made, not God. God didn't make your dumb phone. God didn't make your corporation or your building. God didn't make your machines, nor the books or the chair that you are sitting on today. A man did that with their idea. What I mean by man, for some of you who aren't learned yet, is human. I just hate saying that word because sometimes I want to spit it out before I even get a chance to say it. It's tasteless. I had to switch up the sound a little bit. Kind of got hot out here in my studio. So I had to air out some things, get things together, because I'm getting on fire. I get fiery. I get fired up on subjects like this because it's comical. I laugh at it. It's just hilarious. And it's funny how while I'm out here in my studio, I see so many people walking past, and some of them may hear me a little bit. There's women walking their dogs, and I got next door neighbors that they go outside and I can see them from afar. I got a large front yard, but I can still see them at a distance. I'm just watching them, get their paper, from the mailbox. They go on their humglum way, living in man's paradise. Everything is okay. And I'm the only one out here. It seems like I'm the only one awake. I am awake. You're not awake. Everything is just, I'm just going to go right along with it. And God bless America. While you standing there, buck teeth and my goodness, rusted hair. Listen, your problem is that you have a hard time understanding that you need to hold your God accountable. Whatever you believe, put it at its measure. The reason why I said I'll be on Lucifer's side, because check this out. If everything is the blame on evil or the devil or your Satan or Lucifer, if you always saying, well, it's because of evil, it's because there's devils around here, it's because there's destruction, wanting to destroy humanity, wanting to destroy evil, just wonders, it's just the devil did it, the devil made me do it. I'm going to side with him, because what you are saying is you're saying that the devil is stronger than God, when you don't know they are one and the same. Because how could a devil, how could a evil, how could a Lucifer be stronger than its creation? How can you be stronger than your own creation? How can a car be stronger than the human itself when the human made it? When you got machines that can break the car apart, it can smelt the metal, it can burn the rubber down. You take the wheels off, you can smelt it down. Hello. You can change the electronics in the automobile. You can manipulate the creation because it's a creation. Okay. So therefore, if you are the creator and you create evil, you are the evil one because you created evil. And you give it, I'm going to give it free will. So you are responsible for that evil thing using its free will to do evil. And y'all sitting there saying, well, that's just people's decision. You don't understand a thing. And you don't need to be in my classroom. Please exit stage left, or I will help you do so. You know how Morpheus saves your soul? By saving your mind. because it's your mind that's messed up. That's your mind, because what you telling me is that you got a low expectation of your God. When you sit here and say, listen, check this out. This is even deeper. When you are at fear of evil, that means you really don't trust God to protect you from evil. When you are saying what the devil is doing, that means you are disconcerted about what you think God can do to prevent you or to save you or to help you from your interpretation of the devil. Because you're giving more energy to evil than you are something positive, but you don't know it's actually that entity itself. It's not either positive and it's not neither negative. Okay? It is usually the force of nature, and it is because it's the production or the activity of human beings themselves, which is creating things and have created things that you have a responsibility of, and you are getting the result of its creation today. When you are sitting at home and a projectile comes through the window in the form of a bullet, okay, God did not make that bullet. And then you'll say, well, this is the hilarious stuff. Here we go. Here's the next stage again. It comes to me like that. Get over it. Okay, I got to keep switching gears like this because we are saving your mentality, trying to. Okay, some of you is far beyond help, but check this out. Okay, you're sitting there and a stray bullet comes into your home. Bam, it hit one of your loved ones, or you, or your child. Okay, and you at the hospital, you are ER. Okay, check this out. Listen, you in ER. Okay, and the first thing, what happens is you're praying. You're crying, oh, my child. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. The stray bullet hit my child. Oh, God, oh, God. And, of course, you got the investigation. You know, the police are going to do their job and their task, figure out where it came from. You got forensics, right? You know, the usual humglum stuff. And you praying for God to make sure that you don't pass away or your child or whatnot. So the normal, typical things that you will normally expect out of the situation. Okay? And then what happens is you get your minister there. You start getting for prayer. You call your mommy up. Mommy, I need your prayer. Daddy, I need your prayer. I need you to be here. Be here. You know, this same humglum stuff, right? Never when it's all done for you to think about anything that happened from the beginning to the end. You don't think. You're not concentrating on the situation. God is somewhere, nowhere at all. Okay. That stray bullet came from a human person. That bullet was made from a human person. Okay. Which attacked another human person. Which put the human person in a human hospital to help human. Okay. 1 + 2 + 3 + 4 + 5 + 6. Very, very, very easy. And then you sit in church and say, oh, thank God that we were able to bring that person back to life. We were able to prevent that person from hemorrhaging. We were able to, I survived. I got a bullet wound, but they said I would never walk again. I'm walking again by the blessings of God. Oh, I'm able to, I'm healed. And you shouting in the church and you're saying, I got a testimony, right? You know, you're telling everybody, bullet came to the house and my child is here today because of it. Okay. Why don't you check this out for a moment? This is what I'll do. Let me slow down for a moment. Let me tell you what Morpheus would do. This is what I would do. First of all things will be off the table. All things will be off the table. All gratification be done, be damned. Okay. Because you don't go to the source. I do. Y'all like to play in spaghetti. Y'all piddle around, and because y'all programmed to do that, your brain becomes spaghetti and they keep confusing you. They disconnect you from your power by being the minister and pastor. They're the middleman between you and common sense. You don't have it. What I'll do is I cut everything out. I go directly to the source of power. Like when you're trying to get power in your house, go to the power source itself. The box, y'all just deal with the wires and, we're connected that way. Not me. So what I would do is look in the sky or wherever you think your interpretation of your Savior would be like, you allow that to happen. Now, why did you let loose of your leash of your dog to attack me or my family like this? then all of a sudden I'm going to be thankful for you that I've survived. If that's the case, you would not have allowed that bullet to go through the house to begin with. And what a lot of you are in cognitive dissonance in as well is you begin to think, well, maybe God allowed that to happen so you can be a witness for somebody else. Maybe God allowed that to happen because, I got it. Wait a minute. All things happen for a reason, so I can go witness to everybody. Because, without that experience, I wouldn't know anything. I just wouldn't know anything. Okay, so when you witness a dog owner who is smart enough to let their rabbit, bull, retard dog loose off of disobedient dog off of the leash to chase a 5-year-old child, you're going to say that happened for a reason. And you don't understand that the reason is because that owner was irresponsible. So you're saying this. Let's go back to the psychology. You are saying this, that you don't really acknowledge God for God. You don't really hold God to be God. You're not really taking it at its full measure. You think God is just a human person who makes mistakes. So you need to admit that in the church instead of saying, God is all powerful and just pray for it. God's going to deal with all the problems. No, don't call him Lord or it. Don't call it God. And as a matter of fact, take the title away. If you are going to be the boss of something, you got the title of supervisor or CEO or chief of police or even a police officer. Let's go there for some of you idiots, people. Let's go there for some of you. What would be the point of him being considered as a police officer with a badge on if he's a criminal like everybody else? Okay, I know what some of y'all thinking. Don't go there. There are some bad cops, and some of them. No. Let's be adults here. Okay, we know about that story. Let it go. This isn't that type of classroom. Go to somebody else who wants slander. I'm not slandering anybody or anything contrary to what you may think. Okay, I'm talking about a single, simple, standard officer. What will be the point of them wearing the badge, having the suit, okay, and driving a cruiser if they will sit there and let crime just explode in front of them? People shooting each other, fighting and dragging people out, domestic violence, dogs chasing 5-year-old kids, people throwing drugs out of the window where he can see it. I don't care. And he's just sitting there smoking a blunt in his car. Okay. It will be no point at all. So that's how you're looking at your religion or your interpretation of God, where you hear all this nonsense of indoctrination. God can do all things. Oh, it can do all things, but prevent this stray bullet made from a human being from going into your house to begin with. So why would you sit here on your knees and pray when you're off the gurney? So I'm like, I could have died. Thanks to God. No. Stop your brakes. Thanks to God, you are there. You're there because of your interpretation of God. So what I'm saying is this. That it should destroy your expectation of thinking that entity exists altogether when it doesn't exist. Otherwise, it would have prevented it at all. You would even have been in that position. As a matter of fact, if there's a stray dog, okay, and it don't have a collar on and it's just chasing children or you in the community to the point where the dog catcher or officer have to put it down, thanks be to their strength and their 9mm. Okay. And there's no owner. Okay. And you can't pin the dog. So they're always going to look around and say, who's the owner? Where did the dog come from? How long was the dog in the neighborhood? Okay. They're going to ask you those questions and they're going to try to research to see who the dog owner is. And when's the last time the dog owner knew the dog was there? If it was stray for a few months or, a year or something like that, maybe they let it go. Because the dog ran away, can't find out where it is. You got posters up, say, okay, this is my lost dog, whatever. That's an exception to the rule. But when you pinpoint the owner and you have chaos and all you doing is dealing with the symptoms of the problem, like what most of you do anyway, you are sick. You got a bad cold, cough or flu or something like that. All you do is medicate it with pills instead of actually getting up and doing something or losing weight. Instead of you going to go to a gym or a park or run around or play baseball with your sons, all right, or go skating with your daughters. Okay, you rather go get a weight loss pill. You rather go to the hospital and say, make me beautiful with this medication that you can make, Dr. Frankenstein, and you go for it. So everything else in your life is the same way. So you're accused, you're criminal, your person, the responsible entity and power that have caused your catastrophe is standing right before you on a constant basis called religion. called belief, called your superstitious entity that you call God, which have allowed it to happen to begin with, and you never hold it accountable. And all you say is, the devil told me to do it. It's just because people are evil. It's just a coincidence. It just happened because I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. No. Pump your brakes. I thought you said God could do everything. You said everything. Everything means everything. Don't give me nonsense. So while you sitting up there dealing with the results of it and just getting mad at the results, you deal with these symptoms of a problem. That's what you do. I go to the root of the problem and deal with the person who actually created it to begin with. So if you get mad at the devil, you need to get mad at God. So that itself destroys even your idea or debunks your interpretation. What you think, oh, there's a God and a devil. Buddy, brother, sister, or monk, or wherever you think you are, they're one and the same thing. They're one and the same thing. The sun is the moon when it comes to spirituality. You don't want to know a thing. You're too busy believing in a thing. Believing is not evidence of any kind. You don't believe in life. You don't believe something exists. You don't believe as a form of evidence. You can't even bring that to the courtroom and say, oh, I believe that. No, it's not belief. It's either you know or you don't know. Either it's evidence or no evidence, or get out of the courtroom looking stupid. It's not about belief. It's about knowledge and acknowledging, as in knowing, as an actual factual. And this fear thing, they used to try to teach us when we was children. And it's called mind washing. Let's get it over with. It's true. It's called mind washing. Let me tell you how they do that. They use a word called fear. They'll say the fear of the Lord, which is actually your slave master. The fear of the Lord, which I would never call anybody and never did. They will say the fear of God or the fear of. And what they will say is the ministers are trained to tell you that it's a positive fear, as in respect or reverence fear. Okay. When all reality is one type of fear. Fear means to be afraid of something or scared of. Okay. Not acknowledgement of some sort of respect. You either respect the person or you fear of that person. You scared of them. Okay. Like you'd rather have your child respect you, not be scared of you when you come home. But, oh, I'm scared dad's going to spank me. I'm scared mom's going to spank me. I'm scared they're going to get mad that I wrecked the car. You know, I'm scared of them. No. It don't work like that. You would rather for them to respect you. At least I think that you would. I can't speak for you. Okay. It will be best for you to want them to respect you. Okay. Respect is more honorable. Respect is when they will really be in line, not because they're scared of you. It's because they respect your words. They respect your order. They respect that you are teaching them properly, and they respect the love that you are showing them and that you're giving them and trying to bring them up. Okay. Not they're scared of you. Too many children. Y'all don't understand this. Too many children are at fear of their parents. They fear their parents. They fear that they're going to get a butt spanking. They fear you're just going to yell at them. They fear you're going to put them on punishment. You know, they fear that, dad's going to be mad. You know, mom's going to be upset. You know, mom's going to walk out here and start yelling and, she's going to cuss us out, like y'all do anyway. Embarrass us in public and pinch our leg or something like that. I'm just scared of her. Respect and fear are two different things. But as a child, they would quickly tell you, oh, the fear of the Lord is healthy. The fear of God, God can strike you down in 1 minute. You have fear of God. Why are you having fear of something that you're supposed to have 100% trust and love in? How could you have fear of any negative devil or anything that comes your way in your life if you are 100% solid on what you, here's your words, believe in? That's because you don't know in what you believe in. That's because you don't know your direction. That's because you are truly uncertain. That has nothing to do with what some of y'all would say. Well, we're not perfect people, Morpheus. We're still trying to get spiritually better. Maybe we just came from the outside world. We used to be sinners once upon a time. Now you're a sinner now by calling yourself a sinner. Be done with it. No such thing as that. That's a way for the church to say, and they will tell you this, in order for a person psychologically to feel like they need the church's services, you got to make them feel lost And to make a person feel lost, you got to make them think that they need a thing. It's like this. This is the trick of again, business, because church is a business. It's a business. Okay. It's like this. If you want somebody to buy your product, you got to make them feel as if they really need that product. Okay, some of those things have been encroached in your society, like computers and all that type of crazy, dumb devices. Okay, that has been forced upon you and your children because y'all going along with it. Y'all just agree with it without thinking. Okay, so therefore you allow them to make you feel as if you can't live without it. You can't live without your cell phone. You can't live without the internet. I can't live without Facebook, man. I can't live without this. Like some of you can't live without sugar and junk food. Okay, same thing. Okay, so to make you feel like that, which is just a feeling and it's not reality, okay, they condition your environment, or they condition your mind first. Your mind first, then they condition your environment to make you feel like, for one, that you make you think that you can't live without it. And for two, condition your environment where it will fit perfectly within your everyday schematics. And then therefore you got that product that they maneuvered and manipulated you into buying. And now the price tag is $900 for whatever that it is, or whatever monthly payment. List goes on. And then their infrastructure bills, because that's the usual MO of the parasitic Agent Smith. Okay, and y'all buy into it. So what will happen is the church is the same way. Whether it might be a vacuum cleaner or a soap dish or a chemical or face paint for you women or whatever else it is, you know, they will, come to your house and say, you know what, you really need this because look at your carpet. You know, let me see your old vacuum cleaner. You pull out your old vacuum cleaner, no matter what it is, it could be a very nice vacuum cleaner, and it sucks up pretty good, but not as good as what they have, They say, you know what? Okay, it sucks up like this, but all you need to do is just, vacuum a little bit longer, take your time. You don't sweep over it real fast. Go a little slower because some of y'all are impatient anyway. You just want to get the job done. It's to the point where now y'all got robotic sweepers. Good. God almighty. Y'all got robotic sweepers now because you're that lazy. So you need to have this computer sweep for you because you don't want to sweep yourself, because you don't want to be physical anymore, because you want to be the computer itself. Okay. But I'm not going to get on you for that, even though I just did. Okay. But check this out. So what will happen is, instead of you taking your time and realizing, I can just deal with, my sweeper's good enough. I just have to sweep a little longer and wait until the vacuum can actually suck in the dirt and the dust. Okay. Then they say, no, you need it. Look how slow this thing is. It can't even get in corners anyway. It can't even get the dust up. Look at that. Look at the corner. Then they pull out their vacuum cleaner and it sucks harder, stronger, or whatever else. And it might be kind of conventional, whatever you think it might be. Okay. And then you're convinced. You're like, okay, maybe I do need it. It does work faster. Yeah. It's a 5G network. Yeah, the phone's faster. It has more gigabytes on it. Ooh, 128 gigabytes. Oh, this is nice. Ooh, a flashy LCD screen. Ooh, it's edge to edge. Ooh, imagine that. Oh my God, it's bigger. It's 10.1. Oh, I gotta have it. Even though it's no different than my other smartphone. Even though it's no different than what I already have. Even though it's not that much more faster, it's just flashier. A different, more colorful screen for children who like colorful stuff in adult form. You. Okay, and so you end up feeling as if you need it. That's the same as church. So they got to make you feel like if you're less of yourself, so you feel like you need the services of their indoctrination. So that way you can look up to God. You can look up to something that's causing your catastrophe. You can hold the hands onto a placebo and a non-existent being. Okay, and you confuse between, and it confuses you further. Now you're thinking it's a God and devil dynamic playing against you, as if God is, again, God is Batman and there's Joker somewhere, and now you confused and you wonder why you are right in the fence, jumping back and forth, and you're fighting yourself and your own cognitive dissonance on an everyday basis, and you get mad at people like me and others who are telling you the truth because you don't want to believe, you don't want to know the truth, you just want to believe in what you want to believe in. Because you don't go by knowledge, you go by belief. Go challenge a man who's born in the farm. I dare you to. Go out there and challenge an Amish person. Go out there and challenge someone who is all about nature. Who cut wood every day. They're all natural. They got a twig between their teeth. They ain't got no internet access like you do. They got wood out in the house. They go to a campfire. They warm their hands on, whatever scraps that are there. I dare you to challenge them. They will run circles around you. As a matter of fact, arm wrestle them. They'll put you underneath the table while you and your city boy mentality and weak plastic augmentation, okay, won't be there to save you. You know, you got to take pills. You got to take Viagra, okay, or estrogen shots, you know, for your life. They're out there in nature. They're taking it for whatever it is. They are silencing their false indoctrination that you take on, okay, to accept nature for what it is. So they're showing you what you don't need, but you feel like you need those things, what makes you weaker. Whereas you feel like you need to be entertained all the time. They can sit outside in a campfire with their boots up, okay, their combat boots up, dirty with grass and manure, okay, and hay, okay, and smoke a cigar and be good for the rest of the day, reading a book, right? Or studying, or listen to some nice music from the jukebox before they get up in the morning and start all over again. You got to have the internet. You got to have computers around you. You got to got plastic and automatic cars to drive for you, and robots that's going to pick up dirt when you can do it yourself. Okay, and you wonder why you get sick. Their immune system is stronger than yours. They can sit outside all day. They can go outside with their shirt off in the wintertime. They barely catch any type. The only thing they might get is a cough or a sniffle that might last the day, and they're done. You got to go get a pharmaceutical pill and medication from an indoctrinator doctor to help you and your broke down immune system, because your environment is unnatural. Your lifestyle is unnatural. That's the same way as the thinking of, oh, you know, this God and devil concept. Because this is what I'm saying is, when you shut down the noise and the nonsense, you will hear the true voice of God. You will hear reality. When you get out there and you are with nature, you will get in contact with that which I've created. I'm not talking about an alien, which it probably could be, you know, in the, you know, perspective of you knowing how far away that you think you are from your interpretation of God. Okay, it could be something that you basically you don't know what it is. You're told what it is. You are taught what it is. You never seen what it truly is. But when you get out there, you will see something that you never saw while you're in the city. You will understand that you are able to live without the indoctrination. You're able to live without the complicated systems, plastic dependency, medications, pills, nonsense, makeup, foolhardy, you know, washing up every 5 seconds because you're scared of nature and sweat. When nature and sweat is a part of your nature, your anatomy, it will make you stronger. It will build up your immune system. It will make you resistant to all kind of diseases and sicknesses, but you sicken yourself because you're taking in plastic and chemicals. Okay, as a here we go, a superior species. Incredible. Very incredible. Nonsense. What I'm saying is this: God and devil is human. It is the condition of your environment. It's what has been created that blows up around you, that destroys things around you, that cuts things that are around you, that distorts your vision around you, that puts you underneath the ground that's around you. Not God, who have provided it or made it happen. Not the devil, who was behind it to try to get rid of you. Okay? It is the creation of human, of man, that you are living with and around and of, and you boast and you praise, and you ignore the fact and say it's an invincible God and an invincible devil that I'm going to blame all my struggles on, and I'm just going to believe what the pastor says. The programmed indoctrinator tells me. The whole idea was for you to never find power for yourself. Here we go. And you will thank me later for this. And I'm going to say I am glad right now. Okay. You don't even have to put in the comment box. I know I'm saving lives. You don't even have to. You do not even have to, because I do this for a reason, because I know this is actual and factual. I didn't say believe. I said I know. You're talking about somebody who was already on the edge. You know, the devil didn't get me as you. Oh, you're the devil. No. Well, if you want to, wait, maybe that's a compliment. Maybe if you call me the devil, maybe I might take you a compliment, because the devil had a question. The devil challenged. The devil did something differently. The devil decided to go its own way. The devil decided to create its own life. Okay, so if you want to call me that, okay, maybe I'll accept it. I won't deny it anymore. Okay, fine. I will accept that title and I'll be good for it, because while I'm living in the know, you'll be living in the I believe and have faith atmosphere. Okay, while I'm successful doing what I need to do, traveling from wherever I need to go, okay, not into your marital contract, okay, not limited like you are of thought, okay, and I own my own soul and I know my direction, okay, you go by indoctrination and you'll be okay for it. You'll be limited, I'll be unlimited. So if being that means I get the title of devil, then okay, I'm okay with that. I can deal with that. That's bashing language. Okay? Because I understand something that you don't. In the beginning was not the Word, and the Word wasn't with some God, and God wasn't the Word, because the Word didn't make anything happen. Action made things happen. Science made things happen. Nature made things happen. Mankind made things happen. You were not meant to be an empowered species. You were not meant to walk like gods on the face of the planet, because if you do, you cannot be used for your resources. You will not be a citizen. You will be able to build your own infrastructure in your own life. You will be able to have a family that is stable, where Agent Smith cannot come and make money from your weakness and your lack of thought. Do you not understand that? It's not about a God and a devil thing. You are both entities and energy, whether you're the God of your world or you are the devil of your demise, or the devil of someone else's. And the more you have a separate mindset of God and devil, okay, you will always be a pawn and an agent of destruction towards everybody else's life. And therefore, you end up producing that same indoctrination and getting nowhere. This is why we have no human evolution anymore. It's the same old rat wheel until the rats die off, fall off, tails fall off, and you just replace that same rat with another rat. A lot more stupider, dumber, smaller, a lot more insufficient to itself, and sicker, okay, for the program, for Agent Smith. Not healthier, more robust, living longer, better, smarter, faster. That won't do anything for your infrastructure, and Agent Smith can't benefit from you. The moment you understand that is the moment you take that book or your religion and flush it down the toilet. Drop the book on the floor, pick up an encyclopedia somewhere. Go pick up a dictionary and learn something. Stop getting yourself in these mindsets where you allow yourself to be partitioned and cut up like you're a piece of cow, where they separate the shank, the leg, the rib, the front end over here. You know, you got the buttocks right here. You know, we gonna make steak out of that. And you allow that to happen. You okay with it when it's all one thing. And the moment you realize that it is man, the moment you realize that you yourself have that same power. No, you can't walk on water. Don't even try it. Okay. No, you can't heal the sick with your hands. Get over it. Okay. If that's the case, there will be plenty of doctors in the hospital. Forget about the medications. Forget about the scalpels. As soon as you get into the emergency room, they'll just lay hands on you and send you home while you're still bleeding. Don't be silly and stop being stupid. It's not about laying hands and prayer. It's about action, science, and nature that you hate, because all you want to do is believe and be on your knees praying for something that don't exist. You got to take charge of your life, Neo. You got to know that you are the one who's going to save yourself, not some sky daddy with rusted, dusted, brown, stained beard splitting through the sky to try to pull you up by nonsense and indoctrination. You have the ability now to motivate yourself. If you love yourself, motivate yourself. You know what real teachers do? They will let you fester in your own suffering. You know, when it comes to raising someone or in martial arts, are you teaching somebody to get better, like Kill Bill, that movie Kill Bill? He was not, going to sit there and give her the motivation. He told her what she needed to do, and he left her to her own devices. She had to understand how to break a brick. She had to do it on her own. The master was not going to dig her up out of the ground. He was not. She would have died right there. You know what he would have did? Washed his hands and kept it moving. He would have kept it moving. Said, well, she failed. She died and that's going to be the end game that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute. I'm going to tell you about that in just a minute. It's going to blow your mind. Okay? That very fact right there. She was dug underneath the ground. She had to love herself enough to bust herself out of that coffin to live. And she did so, knuckles bleeding. You know what? She survived out of the situation because she loved herself enough. Don't you understand? Your environment's the same way. So here's the thing. A real master ain't going to try to help you and dig you up. They're going to make sure, no, you do it for yourself. I'm going to send you to the water. You, with your frail, skinny self, ribs showing, you drink the water if you thirsty enough for truth and life. You understand? And it's not going to be as easy as you think it is. So when you want to break your religion, you want to break your cycle of foolhardiness, you want to stop being this limited, fragile species of manipulation. If you want to stop being powerless, if you want to make the best that you can be of yourself, it's going to require sacrifice where you're going to have to put yourself on the line. You're going to have to put your life on the line. It either is or it isn't. That's another thing I teach you about marriages, where when you're in a marriage for 17, 18 years and it's taking your entire life and you're like, well, you know, this is all it's ever going to be. And you ain't never traveled the world. You can't do what you really want to do. You're limited. You're not free because you got, Bertha at home telling you what you need to do and what she wants you to do because you're under her control now. Because you're scared of alimony. You're scared of the payments, stuff like that. Well, tough luck. Because it's going to require sacrifice for you to get out of that situation. You're going to have to pay the piper in order to be free. You're going to have to bust your knuckles to get out of that gravesite because you're not going to be saved out of it. Nobody's going to dig you out of your nonsense. Nobody's going to dig you out of your deceptive mindset of Superman and Lex Luthor. Nobody's going to do it for you. You got to be the one to love yourself enough where you'll bust out of there. Whether you lose an arm, leg, an eye, a face, you scrape your legs, or you bleed halfway down to death. You understand? You're going to break yourself out of it because your goal is to be free, to be the best that you can ever be, regardless of the indoctrination. And that's how Agent Smith plays the game on you. That's how you end up manipulating, because some people don't want that price. You don't want to pay the cost. So you rather just lay there in the coffin and slowly pass away as the oxygen immediately sips out from underneath you, where you exhaust your own, you choke yourself, basically. By you breathing and living and focusing on yourself and trying to exist every day, trying to be the best that you can be, trying to be the best husband you can be, or wife, okay? Trying to support yourself every day, working a 9-to-5 job. Don't you understand? The air that you're breathing is choking you slowly. That's a deep metaphysics, isn't it? That's a deep metaphysics. So the fact that you're breathing, okay, is programmed to the way that it's killing you slowly. And eventually the oxygen will leave and you're in your coffin, you're done for. And the master is not going to dig you out of it. You got to dig yourself out of it. You got to realize that you are the God. Bust you out of that grave. And therefore, you cannot go back in. You will not go back in. You won't go back. You will see life for what it really is. You will be out there in the farmland. You be that farmer out there chewing on some hay, looking at everything that you survey, without being restrained. But because so many people are passive, feminized, sensitive, and soft, and raised in a broken family and scared to take that challenge, you rather do the easy right out. Oh, we're just going to be passive. I'm going to give soft glove everything, make things so easy. I want the computers to think for me. Mommy, push this button because I can't push the button because my finger's too heavy. And you go along with it in an adult age and do the same thing. And expect for somebody, there's a savior somewhere. God's going to save me from my situation. I know God's going to keep the devil away from me. No, God is the devil. Absolutely not. The reason why you don't see it, the reason why Jester the Crest isn't standing there, okay, the reason why you don't see the manifestation of your so-called revolution, okay, or, this is the revelations of the Bible. The reason why you only see it, synaptically in your unconsciousness, by nature trying to tell you something because you ignore nature anyway, okay, is because it's that thing outside of the wall that you are not trying to reach. It's that thing that you're not trying to hold to the candlestick. If I told you I can fix your car, you expect Morpheus to fix your car. If I told you I'm a mechanic or I can cut your hair, you expect for me to know how to cut your hair. If I say I'm a physical trainer, you expect for you yourself to learn something and to see some results. You understand? You can't say, I expect God to do this and he don't deliver. I don't care. Maybe it happens for a reason. That's just my religion. Don't question God. You don't want to be like Satan, get struck out of heaven. I'd rather get struck out of heaven for questioning and learning something than to stand there like a dumb, deaf, blind, ignorant retard, okay, being told what to do, what to eat, and how to feel and what to think. I would rather learn how to think for myself and as a question than for somebody to tell me what to think and what I should not think. So you can strike me down all you want to. I'll get back up and I'll question you again until I learn how to strike you back. You people need to learn how to tighten up your belt and be real with this thing. It's not about God and devil. It's about you. Therefore, when you bust out of the gravesite in this nonsense matrix, you will realize there is nothing on the other side but freedom, but you, what you create. Stop living by what people create and their mythological thinking and delusional mindset. You start being the captain of your own boat and sell yourself to empowerment, not sell yourself to ignorance. This is Leon C, aka Morpheus. Don't forget about that book 2020, America Rise or Fall Hard. I am all about you, Neo. I get fired up when I talk about you, Neo, because I want to see you succeed and I want to see you happy for real, not for belief.